Good morning, all. You know who this is. This is Brian, live from San Antonio, Texas. It is the 5th day of March, 2018. This year is just marching right on by. I can't believe how fast January and February went and how much stuff has gone on in just those short few months. Short months and a week, short months and 2 months and 5 days. Amazing. I had the unfortunate pleasure of doing. I have a pleasure of doing these podcasts, but I have an unfortunate pleasure of continuing our talk, continuing our subject on guns and gun violence in the United States, in the U.S. Now, if you look, guns date way back to the mid 1700s. Guns have been around. It was a way of life way back when. Probably before we were created. Or even thought of. But anyway, for those of you that are out there listening, hello. I hope you've enjoyed your weekend. It is Monday, 5th day of March 2018. I hope you're at the start of your work week, your whatever you may do, is good. I hope you had a blessed and safe weekend and had fun, spending time with your family, and just doing whatever helps you relax. Unless you brought the office home with you, then maybe not. Either way, we don't want that to happen. We are in a state of crisis here. We have big problems. Our kids are taking guns to schools and shooting them up. People are doing it. Adults are assassinating others because. Why? Don't know. Have we had enough killings with these guns? Have we had enough mass shootings? Is our representatives willing to do anything yet? Is Congress, is Washington ready to move? Our students are. Our students in Florida have been ready to move. In fact, they've been on the move. They've taken this fight to the streets, ladies and gentlemen. When are we? Not going to, I'm sure. But we can support them. We can rally behind them. They are our future. If you're out there and you're listening, you know that. And if you're not listening, or if you are listening and you don't realize that, stop and think about that. Because nobody else is going to be here once we pass on and go away. That's it. They're our future generation. Unfortunately, it's not going to be much of a generation. The problem is violence. Where does it stop? It doesn't. It never stops. People want to take matters into their own hands. People want to, they don't want to have a conversation, put ideas together. Nah, too easy. I guess everybody's status quo now, huh? Status quo. What? Okay, that's fine. If we're status quo, then why does President Trump have such low ratings? I know because he won't say on Twitter, but that's another story. There's other reasons. It can't be because he was 70 years old when he was elected into office, and he's never did a day in politics in his life. That's another story too. Anybody down there in Washington is welcome to join me on this podcast. I'd be more than happy to get to the bottom of the problem. Of course, we have a lot of speculation going on here as to what's going to happen with gun control. There's been a lot of debate lately, not just in Washington, with our own city leaders, with our own councilmen, with our own House of Representatives. The Democrats are even involved. Of course, I think the Democrats want something in return for this bill, supposedly, that's going to come out in support of stricter gun rules and policies and laws. But these laws, I think, ladies and gentlemen, I could be wrong, but they should apply to people's health problems. It should apply to businesses and how they sell them. What do they sell with them? What can be sold with them? What can't be sold with them? We got to establish a lot of little things in that bill in order for it to go, in order for it to make sense and be realistic. And stop diagnosing everybody that has mass shootings as mental. Trump, you make it near impossible for any district attorney or government office to go in and prosecute these idiots. Yes, I said idiots. You can email me. That's fine. You're welcome to. I have no problem with it. They're still idiots. But I like them anyway. Everybody deserves a chance, ladies and gentlemen. But when that chance is blown, and they decide to take matters into their own hands and figure that's going to solve something, it doesn't solve anything. I'm here to tell you. It never has, and it never will. Yes, I know guns and shooting them, people carrying them, people using them to not only just survive, but as for protection in their homes, for their families, for themselves, for whatever, their kids, their grandkids, their cousins, I don't know, whatever the case may be. And I'm all for firearms. I am. I'm all for having a firearm or a weapon. But I'm also for safety. I'm also for looking out for our innocent children. Our children that go to school, and now probably some of them are afraid to go to school because they're afraid they're going to get assassinated by their fellow classmates. Or some moron's going to walk onto the campus, into the building, and start shooting for no reason. Just like they did at the country concert there in Vegas. That guy, I'll never understand how he got all those damn guns into that casino, the Mandalay Bay, right there in the heart of the Las Vegas Strip, Las Vegas, Nevada. Good old Las Vegas. Gotta love it. It is one of the biggest tourist traps ever known to man. That's the only state that I know that runs in reverse. And I'm not kidding, it runs in reverse. That's a town that doesn't sleep nor nap. That makes her one cranky baby, if that was the case. But baby can be there, just can't be in the casinos, unfortunately. Unless they're attached to mom. Then they make the exception. Can you imagine? That's a pretty new hotel casino out there, the Mandalay Bay. And you remember when it was being built? I remember a lot of things about the good old Las Vegas Strip. Some of it, a lot of it, has changed. Has it changed for the good? I don't know. I haven't been there in years. Should I go back? Probably not. Do I want to? Yes. I gotta see the new tower they put up for Circus Circus Hotel and Casino. And have even a bigger show yet that is done live, performed right there on the spot. But that's not the reason I'm here, guys. I got a bunch of little segments I'm going to play. It's the state of our gun violence in the U.S. and it's going to be explained. There's roughly, it's been a debate. There's several different ways to look at this and several different facts. It's facts that I think we as parents, we as individuals, people that not just have families but look out for ourselves, our neighbors, whoever it may be. We need to know the right way to handle it. We need to know if there's a possibility of violence in our children or our spouses or anybody else that is around us. How are we going to do that without making accusations? It's near impossible. That's like going around asking if they're a terrorist or belong to ISIS. You can't do that either. We're in a catch-22, ladies and gentlemen. I understand the weapons. I understand the need for a firearm these days. I do. But let's be safe about it. Hey, wake up, ladies and gentlemen. You got to keep it's your gun, your responsibility. You're adults. When your kids get a hold of it, that means you are not storing it in a safe, proper manner in your home, where only you and your spouse or whoever else knows about that said weapon and where that said place is. And it should be up high, out of the way, and out of reach of children. It's not a toy. It's not a game. This is real, people. And children, if you're listening, I mean it with the utmost respect, they're not toys. They're dangerous, dangerous weapons. They can be used in protection of not just yourselves, your property, your belongings, maybe even help you survive in times of maybe you can't get out, maybe you can't, whatever. Maybe you're out hunting, I don't know, maybe you're camping, maybe you're roughing it, who knows. They are good for some things. But this is not the way it was intended. Way back when they came out with laws, they had guns dated back into the mid-1700s. This has been going on for centuries. Centuries, people. Why all of a sudden is it now a crisis in the United States when this has been going on since the mid-1700s? The mid-1700s, 1767 to be exact. Now, of course, CNN could be wrong, but I doubt it. And I do research this stuff, and do you realize that there is a large percentage of gun violence just in the United States every year alone? There's at least 60 to 72% of the violence that happens in the United States or in our surrounding communities are guns. Our guns are used in those attacks, are used in most office shootings, concert shootings, you name it, it's used. Automatic assault rifles are used to assassinate our own people, our own brothers and sisters around us. They've even resorted to assassinating children, young ones at that. Bunch of losers. Why would you want to kill a kid? An innocent child. Our future. Someone's son, someone's daughter. Shame on all of you that think this is a good idea. Shame on anybody that agrees with any of this crap. Gun laws should be strictly enforced to the fullest extent allowable by law in your state, and I mean it. If you're stupid enough to take matters into your own hands and think that's going to solve something, I got a flash update. It will not. Just think, one of these times, it could be your child at that school that's being shot up. We as parents don't ever think we're going to have to bury our children first. But it's getting more and more likely each and every day that passes that we allow these gun laws not to be put into force. And we can't do that unless we back our students up, our future generation, ladies and gentlemen. Because if we don't, I can't promise what will happen. I do know that there's a lot of angry people nowadays about a lot of things. And it's sad that they feel they have to go about it in a violent way. Am I advocating being angry is a good thing? No. I don't encourage it at all. Am I advocating everybody should be in a good mood and happy-go-lucky all the time? No, not possible. It's not possible. Unless you're data on the Enterprise, then maybe. Other than that, it's not possible. Not likely either. I know that you guys want change. And I know there's a lot of people out there that are busy and don't have time to hold Trump's hand because he's an idiot. But somebody's got to. We elected him. We put him in office. At least some of us did. I can't take credit for that doing, unfortunately. Yes, he's held up some of the things he's promised on his campaign trail. He has. Of course, over the next 10 years, we'll be over $17 more trillion in debt, or more, probably more by the time it's all said and done. But again, that's to be expected if we want change. Whoever elected him, hey, more power to you. Let's take it. Let's get what we can get. Let's get a president that will work, will do change. If he can just get the rest of the Democrats and the Republicans to work together, we'd be great. But they're all too busy him hawing, whining, and